Welcome back, it's Doug MPA. I always say on my channel, women use social media to flex and spout out stuff that women in the past would regularly keep to themselves. And that's the problem with a lot of modern women. Is they can't keep their mouth shut and they put it all in the public sphere on social media. Who they sleep with, narcissism. And this video is going to be about women that have a shopping addiction. You're going to go online and say, I'm a shopping addict. I like to spend all this money irresponsibly. And all these women in the comments, I can relate, sis. I spend all my money too, sis. I'm working on my shopping addiction too, sis. What's going on here, guys? So we're going to get into this compilation of women who are admitted shopping addicts. I'm going to get into this compilation. Before I do that, like the video, subscribe, drop a comment. I really appreciate it. Shows you support me and what I'm doing over here. And this first one is going to be a woman telling us all about the 4 stages of how you can tell that you're a shopping addict. So let's get into this.
Let's talk about your shopping addiction. If you're still in denial about your compulsive spending, that's okay. Come back when you're ready. There are 4 main stages in a shopping addiction that you may already be familiar with. The first step is anticipation. This stage involves excitement or preoccupation with shopping or with obtaining a singular object. Personally, I spend 1 to 3 hours every day thinking about shopping and then beating those thoughts off with a very large stick. Not that kind of beat off, unfortunately. Stage 2 is...
So she spends 1 to 3 hours a day thinking about shopping. This is why women spend 80% of the money in the U.S. economy, guys. 80%. The average woman will spend $562,000 more on stuff than the average man in their lifetime. And how they do that? They spend your money, their government's money, and their money all at the same time. That's the only way that's possible. They think about shopping all the time.
2 is the preparation phase. Everyone is a little bit different, but this can include planning where to shop, what you'll be wearing, and which credit cards you'll be using. At the height of my shopping addiction, I personally went to the store in my pajamas every single day because I could not bother getting dressed without going shopping first. If shopping were a track and field event, I tripped, fell, and ate shit on those hurdles. Stage 3 is the favorite child. It is the shopping stage. This not only involves looking at the items. For shopping addicts, this stage is highly interactive and highly...
Look at that. The actual shopping experience, which often involves feelings of intense excitement and even sexual arousal.
Jesus H. Christ.
This is how deep it goes for these women. So all these Instagram baddies and OF models and women that get money the easiest way possible by taking their clothes off. Imagine how much money these women spend and how deep they are into this quote-unquote shopping addiction. You can see other videos of women. These are all the handbags I bought at the height of my shopping addiction. These are all the clothes I bought. These are all the shoes I bought. And it's just 4, 5, 6, 8-minute long videos of women going through all this crap that they bought.
Stimulating. While I can't fully define your experience, being in the presence of so many textures and colors triggers the dopamine circuits in my brain, which further reinforces my shopping addiction. I like shiny things. Does that make me a crow? If you happen to be a kleptomaniac or backpack that bitch, you may not make it to stage 4 is spending. Typically after a purchase is complete, one may experience a drop in mood. You may experience a bout of buyer's remorse, and the cycle begins again.
How sad is that, guys? And this isn't the vast majority of women, but I'd probably say in 2024, probably around 50%. And especially when it comes to single, modern, professional women, I'd say 75%, maybe 80%. Because a lot of these women are filling that hole that they have that should be filled with a man and marriage and kids, with materialism and shopping. And that's why these companies want these women single.
I haven't shopped since June 20th, and I have to say my anxiety is way lower. I know we don't want to hear that. I know that we get these like sparks of dopamine when we shop, but my anxiety is so much lower now that I'm not shopping the way that I was shopping.
These women literally sound like alcoholics leaving an AA meeting or drug addicts leaving an NA meeting, don't they, guys? My brain and my dopamine and my urges and my cravings. This is crazy.
I'm happier, like I mentioned in one of my other videos, and I have way less anxiety. I just have this sense of like inner calm and inner like security, which is so weird. Like, I don't know, I can't describe it, but my anxiety is lower, which is amazing for someone who feels anxious sometimes. Like,
And can you imagine how much money she spent before she got to this point? Hundreds of thousands of dollars, guys. Hundreds of thousands. I guarantee it.
that is a benefit that I don't want to give up. So I'm going to keep going. I haven't shopped since June 20th. Let me know if you're joining me. So many people said they were. So just to check in, how we doing?
And this is another one of those where this woman is going to find a community of shopping addicts that are following her channel to follow on her journey of getting over her shopping addiction. You see in the comments, I'm so glad I found your channel. You're helping me with my shopping addiction. You're helping me get over spending all the money I've spent. You're helping me feel less guilt about all the money I spent in the past. Thank you, girlie. This is sad. This is modern women.
So I just saw a video about a girl talking about how her parents are literally the root cause of her shopping addiction. The fact that her parents never bought her stuff that she really wanted as a child. It's like, couldn't relate more. No shade.
So now it's the parents' fault that women have a shopping addiction. Well, imagine that.
Jesus H. Christ.
My parents not buying me trendy stuff as a child is the reason I have a shopping addiction. Modern women will find any way to shirk accountability and responsibility. So when they're homeless, living in their car with all their handbags, they can blame it on their parents. When they spend you out of house and home, guys, it's the parents' fault. Okay, you guys taking notes?
No shade to my parents, but like when I was younger, I wanted all the more trendy things like a juicy tracksuit, Uggs, those things I never got. I know for a fact that my parents would have never bought me the stuff that's trending on TikTok, like the Stanley Cups, Olaplex serums, K18 serum. Innovation of
Because you really need all those, right, guys?
getting those things that you wanted as a child really does affect you when you're older. And it kind of freaks me out because when I grow up and have kids, I kind of want to be that parent that only gives their kids the necessities.
And that's the thing. My parents were very successful, but they didn't give me a lot, guys. The best thing they did was co-sign for a loan for me for a car when I was 16. They co-signed a loan. My first car was $4,000, and I was 16 years old. I was like, $4,000? I remember my payments were $85, $90 a month. And I was like, I had my first job working 20 hours a week at a restaurant. I was like, how am I going to pay $80 a month, $85 a month? My parents were very successful, and they didn't hand me anything. She's gonna be the kind of mom who she's gonna raise a bunch of spoiled brats, participation trophy, just demons. Watch.
That also taught me to work really hard. Don't get me wrong, I'm so grateful for my parents. They always ensured that I had what I needed, but those things with frills, like an Ugg boots that are just not practical, they just would never buy. Question to the parents is, how do you balance that? How do you
Well, first off, applause to her parents. It's just unfortunately that they created a monster. And she's asking, how do you balance that? You don't have to balance anything. It's called good parenting. Everything that you work for, you appreciate, and the stuff that you don't work for, you don't appreciate. It's like the worst thing you can do is give a 16-year-old kid a brand new car. That's the worst thing. Well, one of the worst things that you can do. Don't give your kids a lot of stuff. I don't have any kids myself, but if you're watching this and you have children, don't give your kids a lot. Make them work for it. Society is trying to take away adversity and hard work.
make sure your kid is not deprived of the things they want, but like don't get everything that they want so they know how to still work hard?
Like I said, it's called good parenting. So now she's blaming her parents on her shopping addiction. This is modern women, guys. Avoid women who spend money like this. And if you go to a woman's house and she has a whole bunch of crap, that is a telltale sign, guys. If every time you call her and she wants to hang out, she wants to go shopping, freaking expects you to buy her gifts right off the bat, run. It's not your problem. A lot of modern women are shopping addicts. These are just the ones that'll go and admit it. A lot of women won't admit it. Put themselves in a whole bunch of personal loan debt, credit card debt, payday loan debt, all that stuff. Avoid these women at all costs. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Like the video, subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one.